Hello everyone, Atomic Toast 15 here, and today I'm going to be unboxing the just released Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition. Now right off the bat, before we get into this, I want to state that there won't be any gameplay for this episode, and the reason for that being, I'm not planning on playing Dark Souls 3 immediately, or for quite a while actually. And the reason for that is, believe it or not, I haven't even beaten Dark Souls 2 yet. Yeah, hard to believe. 2 years have passed already, and I actually did an unboxing on the Collector's Edition of Dark Souls 2, but nope, haven't beaten the game since then. It's due to a multitude of reasons. I'll try to keep it short. Basically due to a bunch of stuff that cropped up in my personal life right around the time of that game's release, when I was finally getting into it. Kind of caused me to go into a mini gaming hiatus, and once I did get back into gaming, a bunch of other games just kind of got in the way, and Dark Souls 2 was constantly on the back burner, so just never got around to finishing it, but that'll be moving up in priority soon so I can get into this bad boy. So that being said, I'm going to try to keep rambling and babbling to a minimum so we can get right into the contents. So right off the bat, on the front of the game case, as we zoom in here and have it take up the whole camera, we have a beautiful golden knight, or actually I guess it's probably the red knight, which is on the back of the packaging. We'll get to that in a moment. Silhouette kind of overlooking, I guess this is Lord Dran in the background. I honestly have no idea what universe or world or whatever Dark Souls 3 takes place in, but looks very, very cool, very ominous nonetheless. We just have a 3 and Collector's Edition on both sides. And on the back here we have a rundown of the vast amount of content that this includes. I'm going to take control of the camera here. And first of all, we do have a free download of Dark Souls 1. Seems to be a trend Xbox is doing right now, as Fallout 4 contained a free download of Fallout 3. So that's cool, we got a free download of Dark Souls 1. There's a preview right away of the Red Knight statue. Will go nice with the Knight statue from the second game's Collector's Edition. I'll have to put those together on my shelf. Moving down to the left, we have a preview of all of the awesome content that this Collector's Edition includes. This is really, really cool. A lot of content here. Gonna get right into it. We'll read the little previews here. 10-inch Red Knight statue, which I already mentioned here to the side. A cloth game map, which is underneath everything here. It's kind of obscured. Love cloth game maps, though. 200-page 7-inch art book, which is off to the left here. 7-inch metal case. I'm not sure why it specifies the size of the case. I've never seen that before on a game or a Collector's Edition. I guess they do that because it's bigger than a standard Xbox One game case, which is the size of a Blu-ray case. I don't know. 6-inch starter guide, which is right here. That's pretty cool. Soundtrack, which is to the left of the game disc here. And of course the game disc. That's really, really cool. I want to point out right away that it includes a physical starter guide and soundtrack, because if I remember correctly, the Dark Souls 1 Collector's Edition did have a starter guide and a soundtrack, but they were digital only. At least I know the soundtrack was, or I'm sorry, I know the starter guide was, and actually it might have been an in-game map that was also digital. I think it included a physical soundtrack, but don't quote me on that. I still need to pick up the Dark Souls 1 Collector's Edition one of these days and do an overview on that, but yep, that's all that this comes with, and so let's get into it. So to start things off, we have these horrible, horrible stickers. I don't even know what to say about these anymore. Pretty sure I mentioned my disdain for them in every single unboxing video. But I'm going to take things carefully. Pretty easy to cut, but removing them from the packaging after the fact. There we go, trying to be extra careful here. Removing them from the packaging after the fact is what's really, really problematic and scary. Because you don't want to rip off all of the textures of the packaging when you take these stickers off. So I think they're unsightly. I don't like having stickers on my box anywhere. I hate stickers, and I do hate the sticky residue they leave over. But yeah, so you have to be extra careful when removing these. Also the box, the packaging I want to mention really briefly is, I don't know what this material is. I mean, it is obviously cardboard when you look at it, but it's got this coating on it. It's similar to the coating on the, what is it, the Call of Duty Ghost Prestige Edition box. Kind of makes it softer, a little more durable. I don't know. Small thing I wanted to point out, I really like boxes that have material like that. So what's the easiest way to open this? Oh, there we go. I guess we'll just lower the box down here. And, okay, we got a bunch of goodies on the left-hand side here, so I guess I'm going to set the box out and set the box up, sorry, and pull these out one by one. The art of the Dark Souls trilogy. Oh, that's really neat. I didn't think this included art from all 3 games. I thought this was only Dark Souls 3's concept art. Let's lower the camera a little more as we go over the art book real quick. Not going to go through all 200 pages. I don't think any of you want to sit here that long. So we got the table of contents. Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. Very, very nice. And there, of course, is the packaging of the first game, and I think this image was only on the collector's edition. Don't quote me on that, though. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. Love the scenery in Dark Souls. Praise the sun. Yeah, there's the primordial snake. Good old Havel. Yeah, oh my god. This is amazing. I don't always look all the way through art books, to tell the truth, but this is just awesome. All 3 games. That is a genius idea that I don't think I've ever seen done before. That's Ceaseless Discharge, I think. And this just says enemies, this doesn't say bosses. And am I even in Dark Souls 1 anymore? I don't know. I'm just flipping through the book here. Yeah, I'm actually definitely going to at some point sit down and look through this whole thing. This is just awesome. Not going to delve too much further into the Dark Souls 3 section, I guess, at least to avoid spoilers, but wow, I was not expecting that. I truthfully did not look at the contents of the collector's edition. Even before I purchased it, I just went and pre-ordered this instantly because I wanted to be guaranteed a collector's edition. And yeah, wow, I didn't know it came with an art book of the entire trilogy. That is awesome. Moving on, let's see what's next in our little goodie bag, or goodie box I should say. And here is the Steelbook Case. Dark Souls 3, we got a nice iconic bonfire. And a knight on the back. Oh, don't even need to rip the plastic, it comes right off. And it feels like the case is kind of light. Yeah, that's weird. I did see the green Xbox case in here already. So I knew that it was separate from the Steelbook Case. Yep, here we are. Dark Souls 3, Day 1 Edition. And it's got the full game download advertised of Dark Souls 1. Just do a brief overview of the back there. Yes, this game is in fact rated mature. That was short-lived, I guess, with Dark Souls 2 being rated teen. Even though the descriptor says this only has blood and violence, which I'm pretty sure is what the descriptor said for 2, but whatever. I guess this game just has a little bit more blood and a little bit more violence than 2, and warranted the M rating. Don't worry about that sticky plastic later. Oh, looks like we got a code in here. Here's our download for Dark Souls 1. Set that aside. What do we have here? Okay, I don't know why that's bent. Arm yourself with knowledge. Official Dark Souls 3 Collector's Edition Guide. What all does this come with? Journal, hardcover book, mobile-friendly e-guide, Standard Edition, and Estus Flask Edition also available. Now, what does the Estus Flask Edition come with? That's interesting. There should have been an Estus Flask Edition of the standard game that came with a replica Estus Flask. That would be awesome. Oh, and here's our starter guide. I didn't know that would... Oh yeah, so that is substituting for our instruction manual. That's acceptable, I guess. Kind of different. That seems to be the standard. You know, every game should do that nowadays, actually. Every game should have a mini starter guide in place of the actual instruction manual, since no game wants to include instruction manuals anymore. And yeah, that just seems to be going over the basics of Dark Souls, because it can be a little bit of can be a little problematic learning how to play if you're very new to the series. Don't relax ever. If you get frustrated. Okay, what does this say? Reading over this, I see jolly cooperation. My god, From Software. Oh. So many props to you. And we got the game disc. Nothing fancy. Oh, one small thing I want to point out that I'm surprised hasn't been recontextualized into some sort of meme. Look at this guy and tell me I'm not the only one that at first glance at seeing this thought he was giving a thumbs up. I don't know. I'm surprised nobody else has noticed that or pointed that out and, like I said, turned it into some kind of meme. But yeah, just a small thing I wanted to point out, but yeah, that's kind of cool. We got the standard case of the game, and then we have the Steelbook case. Actually, they're the same size. Okay, that's a little weird. Again, I don't know why it points out the measurement on the box at how big the metal case is. Is this even 7 inches? I don't know. We're not going to keep talking about measurements in case that gets recontextualized into some sort of meme. Now I'm going to stop talking about that and go back to the collector's edition. Okay, cloth map. I love cloth maps. Why don't more collector's editions have these? I know Darksiders 2 had one off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm not sure what else. Cloth maps are awesome. They're very... yeah, there we go. Very, very cool. It's not much of a map, truth be told. I don't think anyone's actually going to use this to help themselves through the game, but it looks really cool nonetheless. Very authentic. Alright, looks like all that's left is the coup de grace, the Red Knight statue. And how do we want to take this out? I guess I'll just set the box up here. Hope it doesn't fall out the bottom. Alright. Anything else left in here? No. Oh, wait. Get some pamphlets of some sort. And, oh, okay. So this is actually just a slipcover for the game case. Yeah. That's really cool. I always worry about buying secondhand or later editions of games that have slipcases, because they usually don't include them, but that's really, really cool. It's really cool how thorough they were with the collector's edition here. Included the standard copy of the game, just in case you prefer, because some people are purists like that, in case you prefer just the normal green Xbox One case, as opposed to different colored cases taking up your shelf. And they even included the slipcover, which, because it was flattened, I am having a little bit of difficulty, there we go, straightening it out to get it to fit. There you go. Which it's got a little bit of 3D etched art in it here with the knight, but otherwise it's just exactly the same as the normal artwork. That's really, really cool. Nice touch. To the Red Knight. And we just got a cardboard box here, no sort of branding on it. Opens up very nicely. Nice and easy. Well, it looks like the statue is upside down in there, so there we go, and don't fall over. Alright, very good. And looks like we got some tape to contest with here. Alright. Let's open it like this so that doesn't fall over. Alright, get his two swords out. Alright, take a look at the instructions first. Red Knight's Scimitar Assembly. Remove the pommels from the hilt of each scimitar. Okay, so it's the Same little concept as the knight statue from the second game's collector's edition. Just pop the bottom of the sword off there. It's really tiny, very easy to lose. Alright, and we're quote-unquote assembling this whole thing on camera. There we go. Alright, his second arm, his other arm doesn't bend all the way down, so we're just gonna do this off screen. Alright, we are good to go. Let's actually look at the bottom real quick. Alright, we just have branding and such on the bottom. Sometimes stuff like this will have the limited collector's run number on the bottom of the statue on the base. And we just have the Dark Souls 3 logo there. Alright, there you have it. The Red Knight statue. Super, super cool looking. Love the dramatic pose. Let's just take a look at all the details. It's very nice, super high quality collectible. Alright, I decided to bring in the statue from Dark Souls 2 here for a comparison. Looks like he's a little bit bigger, he might have the advantage here, but you never know with Dark Souls. So yeah, I honestly don't know what to say for an outro. This is just, wow, I'm at a loss of words. This is one of the most amazing, thorough, content-packed collector's editions I've picked up in some time. I apologize if the camera's shaking a bit. I'm having to hold it due to my whole setup here in order to get everything in frame because it's got such a huge display going on here, but this is just amazing. This is how you do a collector's edition. Everything physical, content-packed. You got this awesome art book of art from all 3 games in the series. Got the game itself, obviously, which is to be expected. Steelbook cases, which are a personal favorite of mine, if I don't knock it over. Cloth maps are always nice. Awesome, awesome collectible figurines. I don't know why I'm patting this guy. He didn't come with this, but yeah. Awesome figurine here. Just wow. And of course you got the first game as a bonus download included, in case you never played Dark Souls 1, which I highly recommend going back and playing. Even if you never played Demon Souls either. And to top it all off, this was actually a great value price-wise. The collector's edition was only $130, which I think is what Dark Souls 2's collector's edition was. Don't quote me on that. I know it's the 3rd time I've said that in this video. I should really do more research before making these sometimes, but yeah, $130. Of course I got a little less because, guess what, I bought it through Best Buy and got the Gamers Club Unlocked discount. So that's always nice, but just for the sheer amount of content, that's a really, really good price for, again, everything being physical. The art book, the mini strategy guide thingy, or starter guide I should say, the soundtrack, everything being physical. Okay, so I derped. Mentioning the soundtrack reminded me, hey, I didn't unbox or look at the soundtrack yet. Yeah, it turns out it's inside the regular game case, underneath the game disc. Yeah, so there you go. Dark Souls 3 official soundtrack. And we got a track listing at the bottom. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't include that in a different packaging, or heck, even with one of those dual disc holding flap setup thingies that you see in some game cases, like Halo 3 ODST or whatever, to hold 2 discs, but yeah. I almost forgot about that. When I mentioned soundtrack, it reminded me of it, so yeah, there's our soundtrack. Sorry. So yeah, getting back on track, this is a great value for the money. If you're a Souls fan, you are gonna love this, and I would highly, highly recommend investing in getting the collector's edition. I don't think it's too terribly limited. It's not sold out yet as of the making of this video, which, well, I made this on day 1, so okay, that's not really saying much, but yeah. Highly, highly recommend investing in this or looking into it if you're a Souls fanatic, because this is a gift straight to you. Well, that's it for the unboxing. As always, feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. Your support is always appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.